Hi, welcome to Optimize to Reduce Costs. How can ski areas obtain optimal efficiency in these tough times? There's a quote that I like. Tough times don't define you, they refine you. My name is Mike Robert. I work for Prinoth and I am the Snowhow North American Coordinator. I've had the privilege to work in the ski industry over the last 15 years. Let me bring you through the journey of optimization. Let's make an assessment of COVID impact in the ski areas, the uncertainty in the industry. I believe there are four facets that may be hit: workforce, financial situations, guest presence, and the possibility of additional waves of COVID-19. Let's make an assessment of the workforce. Let's discuss the higher experienced workers. Will they be back or will they find employment elsewhere? And the older workforce. Are they close to retirement? Will they be COVID hesitant and choose to work in less populated industries? And we can assume there might be an increase in less experienced workers, and less experienced workers would necessitate greater amount of training. We can see from the data provided by the NSAA that a high percentage of employees were laid off, and an even higher percent were furloughed. And furlough averages 8 weeks in the industry because of the COVID-19. It is fair to say that the financial situation of the ski industry has been impacted by COVID-19. Due to this impact, there are possibilities that capital improvements are put on hold. It could be that wages and equipment purchasing be frozen. And with the possible increase of new workers, there may be a higher need for training. SAM magazine reported that there was a decrease in revenues and net income for the ski industry. These decreases will obviously impact the financial situation of the ski industry. Let's discuss guest presence. COVID-19 abruptly ended the 2019-2020 season, and since then, North America has implemented travel restrictions. Because of these travel restrictions, is it fair to assume that the 2020-2021 guest presence could be of local nature? Could we predict a potential decrease in destination skiers due to travel restrictions? Local skiers returning home have a different spending pattern than the destination skier that uses lodging and food and beverage facilities. Knowing those uncertainties, what will ski areas look for when initiating next season? Optimization. How to minimize training costs and time spent on rookie operators. How to optimize the snow inventory to reduce man-made snow production costs. How to efficiently manage the vehicle fleet to avoid unnecessary expenses and maintenance, and maintaining and developing best practices. Let's look at the steps to achieve optimal efficiency. The acquisition of rough data will turn that data into information, and information is knowledge. That knowledge, which we transfer to key individuals, will become wisdom, and wisdom will become optimal efficiency throughout our operations. Knowing the steps to optimal efficiency, what are some of the solutions that can help us optimize? We have technological solutions such as fleet management and their benefits, and snow measurement and its benefits. We also have training solutions such as technician and operator training. Let's look at how Prinoth can help. Prinoth has a Snowhow fleet management solution. This is an in-house development, second generation with fully internal R&D team. We've also included world-class partnerships in this development. You can find Snowhow on 4 different continents in over 20 different countries with hundreds of customers. Let's discuss how you can benefit from a fleet management software. Where are some of the potential saving aspects? Let's look at 3. You can have fuel savings, maintenance cost savings, and training savings, with the decrease of a learning curve. You'll also have some collateral savings such as reduction of paper and lowering your carbon footprint. Who in your organization would benefit from a fleet management system? We believe that upper management for the financial optimization, grooming operations management, grooming operators, and the maintenance team would all benefit from such a system. Now that we know the benefits of the users, let's see what type of benefits that we can have. We believe that efficiency will be increased with an optimal use of the vehicle. Our productivity increases with greater numbers in production, and knowledge transfer increases with the ability to train your staff, and all of the above will result in savings for the ski resort. Now that we know who would benefit and how we can benefit, let's look at how we would achieve this. But first off, let's look at identifying our grooming cycles. We can divide the grooming cycle into 3 portions: building, maintaining, and deconstruction. Building would be at the beginning of the season when snow has just fallen. This we can account for 20% of the season. Maintaining, which would be 75% of the season, is where most of our free grooming happens. And then 5% would be our deconstruction. We believe that most of the monitoring should be done during the 75 and 20% building and maintaining portions of the season. This would be 95% of our grooming activity. Having identified grooming activity or grooming cycles, now we need to identify our high cost elements. We know that fuel, wages, and our machinery are 3 high cost elements in the grooming operations. Having identified our high cost elements and knowing fuel is one of them, we can see that fuel is roughly 25 to 40% of a grooming operations budget. So we can say fuel is a very important percentage of the operational costs. So what can we do to help save fuel? How do you become more efficient while grooming? You monitor to optimize. You monitor your fleet, you collect the data and adjust, and you optimize with the vehicle. Let's look at some examples of where we can become more efficient while grooming. We can become more efficient while grooming by monitoring the 3 following: the operators, the engine and vehicle, and the tiller. Let's take tiller efficiency. What are some examples of where we can be efficient during tilling? Let's take the following 2: tiller speed and tiller depth of cut. For tiller speed, we know that during uphill travel, tiller speed impacts the engine load and climbing ability. And we also know that high engine load equals high fuel consumption. So if we were to lower tiller speed, obviously when snow conditions allow it, we would essentially lower engine load. If we lower engine load, we lower fuel consumption. Let's look at tiller efficiency through comparative data. We can see that there are 2 speed levels here for the tiller. We can also see that there are 2 operators. Let's look at the green operator and how he is using higher tiller speed, give or take 65% of the time. We can also see that the blue operator is using a moderate speed, approximately 40% of the time. If we assume that these are the same vehicle types and the same snow conditions, we can see that the blue operator is using less tiller speed. Thus, the operator consumes less fuel. Let's look at engine efficiency. Engine speed, RPM, can greatly affect fuel consumption. And each engine type has its own speed where it's at its most economical while having its peak power output. If the operator understands the vehicle's peak performance output, monitoring engine RPM will assist in reaching fuel savings. If we look at the graph, we can see that the blue operator is using high engine RPM for a higher percentage of the time if we compare it to the green operator. Thus, we could deduct that the green operator is more efficient and more efficiently controlling the engine RPM, thus having higher fuel saving. Let's look at engine speed overspeeding. Overspeeding an engine can result in engine damage. Knowing where these events occur and eliminating them will protect your vehicle's engine. Let's look at the productivity report shown here. We can see that there are 43 occurrences of RPM over threshold or overspeeding. By pinpointing these areas directly on the map, we can now educate our operators of locations where they are at risk of having engine overspeeding. Now knowing these locations, the operator can consciously change his behavior, protecting your engine from overspeeding and damage. Within engine efficiency, we find idle time. Idle time is when the engine is functional, but there is no movement of the vehicle. Idle time will not only increase fuel costs by burning non-essential fuels, but it will also increase your vehicle hours, your maintenance costs, machine depreciation, labor costs, and your carbon footprint. We can find savings when there's a reduction of idle time. Let's assess operator efficiency by looking at efficient routes and overlapping. Monitoring routes can show overlap grooming that's usually unknown. Multiple vehicles regrooming the same surface can decrease the quality of the snow and will increase operation costs. If we look at the picture, we can see that the blue vehicle has regroomed the same surface that the red vehicle had groomed, thus increasing costs. Let's discuss training. Training is an investment that usually has high return. Nevertheless, there's a cost to training. Having a fleet management system brings the training tools directly to you. Let's look here at some examples where monitoring the fleet and analyzing data can be used for training purposes. We know that comparison is human nature, and so is wanting to improve. By comparing routes, passes per slope, tilling speed, we can use these best practices to pass along this information to our new groomer. The software allows for easy data comparison with color-coded graphs. We can see in the picture here there are two operators, a green and a blue. We can now see the statistics and assess the performance of each operator and compare one to the next. Let's look at an example and do some math. In general, groomers will do approximately 1,500 hours per season. With 8,000 gallons of fuel consumed at $2.50 a gallon. If you have a fleet of 5 vehicles, that's $100,000 worth of fuel. With minimal increase in grooming optimization, let's take 5% for example, a fleet of 5 vehicles would save $5,000 to the resort. 10% optimization with the same fleet size would bring us to $10,000 per season. The greater the fleet, the more savings can be found. Let's wrap up some of what we discussed and discuss some of the advantages when you use a fleet management system. By monitoring your fleet and utilizing the data to guide your decisions, you can optimize the operations, thus becoming 1. More efficient, having a better use of the vehicle, 2. Being more productive, increase your production, decreasing in costs, and 3. Training your staff with data and becoming more experienced. Snow measurement is another technological solution that has benefits in optimization. Let's discuss how Prinoth can help with snow measurement. A system developed with Leica Geosystems, this system offers the highest precision available on the market. You'll find this system over 4 continents in 20 different countries with hundreds of customers and hundreds of vehicles equipped worldwide. How can you achieve optimization with snow management? First, let's look over some of the snow production cycles and their conditions. First, we'll see initial building, where we produce high volumes of snow. Secondary buildings will have moderate volumes of snow. We may also have temperature events, that example rain, that may require adding snow throughout the season. Second, let's look over our high-cost segments. There are three segments here to show: electrical, maintenance, and labor. To have to restart your snowmaking has extremely high costs, and there are huge savings when we're able to avoid this process. Let's look where some of the potential saving aspects can be found using a snow measurement system: time and workload, snowmaking, training, and fuel consumption. Knowing some of the saving aspects, who will benefit from a snow measurement system? Upper management with the financial optimization of this resort, grooming operation management, groomers, the snowmaking operations, and the park crew. How do you achieve all this? Number one, efficiency. Two, the quality. And three, precision. All of the above will result in savings for the ski resort. How would you become more efficient? Well, by efficient snowmaking, making live decisions will result in reduction of workload are three ways that you can become more efficient with a snow measurement system. Efficiency will come when knowing where the snow is, how much snow is there, and having the operator make data-driven decisions. Let's discuss efficient snowmaking. Efficient snowmaking is producing only what you need. We know that the knowledge of snow quantity is the future in snowmaking operations. Knowing the amount of snow on a slope can allow for faster opening in early season, efficient management of the minimum required amounts of snow during the season, and extending a skiable terrain for the end of season. Having the tool to make live decisions during grooming, the operator can now make a data-driven decision when moving the snow. There are no longer needs for probing or no more gut feelings on how much snow is really there. The acquired knowledge an operator gets from a snow measurement system is precise and beneficial. Knowing where the snow is after initial snowmaking, operators can now push the snow in needed areas, reducing the need to restart snowmaking equipment. If we look at the data retrieved after the World Cup build using snow measurement, we can see that there was a reduction in workload, a reduction in equipment, and a reduction of man-made snow. Let's discuss how you can maintain the quality of your skiable terrain. Snow parks are an expensive investment in both manpower and snow. Whether you invest in an in-house design team or outsource the design to replicate and maintain your park will assure the return of your park users. And with quality comes safety. We know that guest safety is mandatory. With a snow measurement system, jumps and landings can be maintained with perfect angles and distances regardless of snowfall or snow loss. And last but not least, with quality, we want to avoid uncovered areas. When building or maintaining your skiable terrain, we want to offer a perfectly groomed area for the guests. Knowing the snow depth will allow to avoid possible uncovered areas. The snow measurement tool can also ensure the operator is aware of summer operation structures, utilities, water parks, and manholes. And this brings us to precision. How does the precision help? Leica offers a very high precision in snow management solutions with an accuracy as little as 1.5 inches. The knowledge allows grooming staff, management, and snowmaking operations to make sound decisions that can generate substantial savings. And now, with the snow measurement system, no more probing. Even if probing was a common way of measuring snow depth, it does have its disadvantages. Hard-packed snow and ice are hard to penetrate, and human error can impact the data, and probing is time-consuming. Now, the data is collected with no additional efforts. Another benefit of precision is relocating snow. Relocating excess snow towards insufficient areas has demonstrated economical advantages. Maintaining a baseline in the snow depth during snowmaking reduces overproduction of man-made snow, and relocating snow during spring and end of season can help additional trails stay open for longer periods of time. Let's watch this short video where the snow measurement system is being used. Let me introduce to you Ken Mack of Loon Mountain Resort in New Hampshire. Loon uses both fleet management and snow measurement software. Loon has 370 skiable acres, 61 trails, 12 lifts, and 8 frontline snow groomers.
My name is Ken Mack, Snow Surface Manager for Loon Mountain Resort in Lincoln, New Hampshire. From the moment the machine is turned on until the machine is parked at the end of the shift, every aspect of the machine's operation is recorded. We're able to play this back slow or at high speed, and all of this data is exportable to Excel or PDF. The performance points that we watch most are machine hours. We'll track these hours and to spread the hours over the machines evenly. By doing this, we're able to trade the machines in at a reasonable life, ensuring a great trade-in value. Another easy metric that we watch is idle time. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's easy savings to be had right there. Accident investigation. By recording every aspect of the operation, the machine operation, if there is an incident on the hill and we need to show what time the trail was groomed and when it was groomed and by what machine, that's all readily available. We can just bring that up and download it into a report. And another performance point that we'll watch when we turn our computer on in the morning, we can see where the machines are in real time. I can also see how many acres have been groomed that night, which helps myself and the lead operator determine where we are. Can we open on time? Do we need extra time? Helps me help him. The return on investment for the fleet management software has been, for us, mostly human. By engaging the operators and making them familiar with what the software can do and what it can track, has created less downtime, less grooming time, less idle time, less late openings, and less inconsistencies in the product. Proactive management of machine hours, basically because it's so easy, it's right there on the desktop, has ensured well-timed trade-ins for maximum trade-in value. The result or big payoff on that is much happier and content operators and mechanics, which has greatly reduced turnover in both departments. After the initial snowmaking push, and we have the resort pretty much wide open, we'll start looking at the SnowHow snow depth software, or the heat map. We'll start looking at that daily and direct snowmaking operations only to the thin areas, so we're not wasting resources, air and water, in areas that already have sufficient snow. We can select 1 or 2 areas per night to renovate. What we typically do is take a screenshot and either print it out or send it via text to the operator, and he can take that information and regrade the trail, pushing snow over into the thin areas, basically extending the longevity of the trail and ultimately saving snowmaking run hours. The return on investment for the snow depth software would be measured in snowmaking plant hours saved. You have to trust the data. Look at the data. It's factual, not anecdotal. During the latter part of the season, as you're resurfacing, you can target resurfacing efforts only to areas where you need to make snow, in other words, where it's thin. By doing this, you can save days, if not weeks, of snowmaking plant runtime. Or just the opposite could happen. You, depending on the weather, you could look at the heat map and realize that you need to make more snow to meet guest expectations and to finish the season successfully. Aside from the snowmaking piece, the grooming team also now has a 3-dimensional perspective of the snowpack. When they look at this daily, look at the heat map daily, as they're grooming, they can spread the snow evenly, pushing it from areas where you have plenty of snow into areas where you have thin spots. Ultimately, this extends the life of the snowpack well into the late season. Dashboard is very easy to use. Both the snow depth and the fleet tracking are both web-based, so I can access it from any device. All of the icons on the dashboard are very intuitive, very self-explanatory. Simply point and click, and you can bring up machine locations, machine operating performance. You can easily download reports to Excel or to a PDF for later analysis. It's really quite easy. This is where SnowHow and the snow depth management really start to have an impact on training, efficiency, and uniformity. During pre- and post-shift meetings, all of this data is shared with the operators. They can now start to make minor adjustments that will affect their machine's performance. During the conversation, pre- and post-shift meetings, I get a lot of questions. Questions like, how many acres did I till last night? Another question might be, I turned my tiller speed down. Did I save any fuel? One that I get a lot is, how much snow do I have on this section of trail? Can I push a little bit from here and put it over there? This is probably my favorite, is we've done this several times, but how did Bob till behind that island while hooked to the same anchor point? There was always a mystery. So we were able to play back that winch cat's grooming pattern and taught the new winch cat operator how it was done just by playing back. It was awesome. It was a eureka moment. And since then, we have looked at a lot of our most efficient operators, looked at their patterns, and shared that with the crew, and it's made a huge impact.
Now, knowing some of the advantages of fleet management and snow measurement, we can apply them to creating KPIs or key performance indicators. Each resort will have their own goals that they would like to achieve, and Prinoth will gladly assist any resort in building KPIs based on their individual goals. Scotty Dashboard is an open platform of which you'll be able to enter the fleet management system that Prinoth offers. You'll also be able to access ropeways, snowmaking, and other management softwares. Scotty is an open management platform designed to help you manage your ski resort easily and efficiently via a single access point. Scotty combines the operational data of various different softwares and hardware providers in a single intuitive user interface. Prinoth offers a comprehensive training and education program for operators and mechanics. Knowledge means cost reduction. Our three progressive level system, basic, advanced, and expert, takes the participant step by step through the training material. There's a test at the end of each level in order to qualify for the next. Graduates receive an official certificate at the end of their course, the ticket for a dream job with powerful snow groomers. In conclusion, how can you benefit from data-driven solutions? COVID-19 has brought to us some changes in our processes and made us more aware of the importance of optimization. Optimization via technical solutions will help define detailed strategies in the pursuit of efficiency. With the continuous changing workforce in today's industry, the future working generations who are data-driven will thrive using technical solutions. At Prinoth, we continue to develop our solutions to better serve the ski industry. Our goal is to provide solutions that will enable our customers to achieve efficiency, productivity, training, and financial targets. My name is Mike Robert, and in Prinoth's name, I would like to thank you for participating in today's Optimize to Reduce Costs. If you'd like more information on Prinoth's fleet management or snow measurement systems, please contact the Snowhow North American team via either email at snowhow.na@prinoth.com or by phone at 450-776-3663.